No, Sealhlen, Nostalgia, Sealhlen, Jaden, son of Snap, Phair-Williams, son of Tan, Phair-Williams, son of Man, Chaklemison, Nakashisan Makwala, Quanasanat Tachel, Outsin Kashit Subcomishasn, Ebu Toptison, Quanasquanat. Hello, my name is Jaden Phair-Williams. My parents are Phair-Williams and Laura Williams. Mom's Indian name is Phair-Williams, and from the Lummi Nation. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. And I do not know the Lummi language, but I'm still learning how to speak it. Today, I'll be talking about something I really enjoy. And this thing I enjoy is going out in the early mornings to the marsh or the wetlands, where I'm able to canoe or kayak out to the river, or just go hunting around, walk around the wetlands, different areas of Lummi, and really enjoy being there in the early morning when everything is teeming with life and everything is shiny with all the moisture in the air and everything's reflecting off everything. And to begin today, I'll be telling you what we'll be going over today, and that is first we'll be going over the life and its importance in the wetlands, and then secondly we'll be going over the importance of cycling of CO2 in the wetlands, and finally we'll be going over the appreciation of indigenous people in the recent past and the long distance past of waterfowl. And to be beginning today, we'll be going over types of waterfowl in the wetlands. Waterfowl in the wetlands, and as mentioned by Enger G. Eldon, many birds rely on wetlands, and wetlands also provide nesting sites for many types of birds. And this is real essential for the ecosystem in the wetlands because of their reproduction. And what this provides is prey for eagles, hawks, falcons, and just provides a food source, a real vital food source that sustains these birds during the slow fishing months of the year. And you'll start seeing these birds hunting more as sea fishing slows down. And for the second group of animals this time, it will be fish, crab, and other marine life. And as mentioned by Edgar D. Eldon, many fish use estuaries and marshes for spawning, and also she mentions they are highly productive and excellent places for aquatic species to grow rapidly. And this also shows the importance of wetlands, and what this helps sustain is bears, because these wetlands help provide a nursery area for fish, and definitely salmon and resting spot before they go up the river, and also provides these salmon nutrients, and all this ecosystem connects, and for these fish to make it all upstream, for they can provide nutrients for all the nearby greens growing by, and trees and bushes and everything that provide shade for the salmon. That's all connects. And now that I've informed you about the importance of living creatures in the wetlands, I will tell you about what the wetlands do for the water, and also the water quality. For the air quality, sorry. And wetlands importance for this is that wetlands sediment inside the soil of the wetlands, it sort of provides a cycling of the water on its process and its way out to the ocean, and provides a healthier water quality for all the living creatures out there. And also, as mentioned by R.C. Zimmerman and many other scientists in the article I read, and most of it is a lot of data, and finding, as mentioned by them, we find greater uptake of atmospheric CO2 by tidal wetlands, and this is their in their studying and comparing between estuaries, shelf waters, and tidal wetlands. And this shows the high importance of wetlands because of what it does compared to other sources of CO2 processing or cycling. And this is real significant because of it provides clean air also, and water. That was the study of the air there. And we're moving on to in the recent past, as mentioned by some elders, uncles, and family members. I'd like to mention when I was coming back hunting from before Thanksgiving this year, I was coming up the river and some ducks and got all out of the kayak and to the truck, and seller comes by and he decides to talk to me. I didn't know him. He's from the Lowy Nation, and he said, plain and simple, real loud, "Oh, we used to eat is duck soup." And you just hear that from quite a few people because it shows quite a bit of how it was a staple food. I heard that from my auntie Sherry and some other family members also, and they say it used to be rich in food because of that, and all the stuff mentioned there. And then moving on to my Grandpa Phair, I mentioned all the different types of waterfowl, like mallard ducks, pintails, widgeons, teal, snow geese, Canadian geese. There's also a snipe in the wetlands. That's a bird, not a waterfowl, and etc., and how there used to be wide varieties and mass quantities of each kind around this area a long time ago, and how that's changed over time. And moving on, I would like to mention my sources, and that is R.C. Zimmerman. The article is called "Carbon Budget of Tidal Wetlands, Estuaries and Shelf Waters of Eastern North America," and it's sort of similar to our wetlands here. They're all similar in some way. And also from a book in my environmental science class, Edgar G. Eldon, Environmental Science, 2016, and personal reference with my grandpa and uncle, and also my community member. And in conclusion, we went over the importance of the tidal wetlands for the reproduction of the waterfowl and other sea creatures and non-sea creatures that reside in the water, and how that connects to the ecosystem and how everything connects that way, and how important is the way it connects. And then we moved on to the importance for the cycling of CO2 for the water and for the air, and then we talked about how it connects to an indigenous perspective of what a staple food would be for a tribe and was in recent times and long distant times. And in conclusion, overall, the reason why I enjoy this assignment and working on it, because my tiny bit of experience with it, these lands, and how I enjoy the therapy of being there in the early mornings when everything's all shining and everything's quiet, and how this can be sustainable food for the future generations, and why we ought to protect that for the future generations, these wetlands, because it means so much, just like the salmon and everything. It's a staple food. And thank you for listening. And any questions? Okay.